Be doing with our time. The time that we spend on doing so many projects and work that isn't meaningful. Whether our goal is to complete a project at work, reach the next step in our career, or plan a birthday party for our spouse, we tend to think of the process of execution as something hard and full of friction, something we need to force to make happen. But the essentialist approach is different. Instead of forcing execution, essentialists invest the time they have saved into creating a system for removing obstacles and making execution as easy as possible. Nothing is more powerful than an idea whose time has come. Less but better is a principle whose time has to come. Everything changes when we give ourselves permission to be more selective in what we choose to do. At once, we hold the key to unlock the next level of achievement in our lives. There is tremendous freedom in learning that we can eliminate the non-essentials, that we are no longer controlled by other people's agendas, and that we get to choose. Basically, the power of choosing is very important. That'll be in a later video. What if schools, here comes a lot of what ifs, by the way. What if schools eliminated busy work and replaced it with important projects that made a difference to the whole community? What if all students had time to think about their highest contribution to their future, so that when they left high school, they weren't worried about the next step? What am I going to do in college? What am I going to spend $30,000 a year per tuition doing? Maybe it's more. I don't know. I'm a high school kid. What if businesses eliminated meaningless meetings and replaced them with space for people to think and work on their most important projects? What if employees pushed back against time-wasting email chains, purposeless projects, and unproductive meetings so that they could be utilized at their highest level of contribution to their companies? What if society stopped telling us to buy more stuff and instead allowed us to create more space to breathe and think? When was the last time you got a paycheck and without even knowing it, you just went onto some online shopping website app? You spent it, most of the paycheck at least. You spent it on some order that came in a few days and you didn't really care about it. You're looking at it right now and you're like, well, I don't really use that much, but I mean, it's there. You do that all the time, bro. What if we stop being oversold the value of having more and being undersold the value of having less? What if society encouraged us to reject what has been accurately described as doing things we detest, to buy things we don't need with money we don't have, to impress people we don't like? This is a very vicious cycle. I've seen it so many times. People will buy shoes, clothes, AirPods, designer bags, and all that shit just for the purpose of making the guy on the right look at them and say, wow. Why do people do that? Is it most likely it's an insecure type feeling? You want to feel validation for some reason, maybe childhood trauma. You buy something that's really cool, really trend, really trend hype, and then you expect other people to just like you for it, even though they're just gonna say, wow, that's pretty cool, man, and then go back to whatever the fuck they were doing. People don't really care, bro. People are so focused on themselves. You spend money, and it's money you don't have. So you're broke, and you're spending money that you don't have. How could we describe that? Well, I would say if you still have to worry about the next bills, how about that? If you still have to worry about the bills being paid next month, then that's money you don't have that's being spent on bullshit like this. You probably don't have to spend on bills, though. It's probably not our concern. Anyways, what if we stopped celebrating being busy as a measurement of importance? What if we instead celebrate how much time we had spent listening, pondering, meditating, and enjoying time with the most important people in our lives? If we had a measurement for that, our happiness would be way up here instead of the average person who feels like a bum 9 times out of the day. And the only one time out of the day he doesn't feel like a bum is when he's watching porn, he's playing video games, he's smoking, he's drinking, he's doing something that feels like a substance. What if the whole world shifted from the undisciplined pursuit of more to the disciplined pursuit of less? Undisciplined, but more, or disciplined, but having less? Which would you pick, huh? I have a vision of people everywhere having the courage to live a life true to themselves instead of the life others expect of them. I have a vision of everyone: children, students, mothers, fathers, employees, managers, executives, world leaders, learning to better tap into more of their intelligence, capability, resourcefulness, and initiative to live more meaningful lives. I have a vision of all these people courageously doing what they came on this earth to do. I have a vision of starting a conversation that becomes a movement. I challenge you to pause here and ask yourself that question. What is the one plan you have for your life? Without thinking about, oh, I have to do this to become this. I have to go to work to pay my bills and provide. Forget all about that. What is one plan that you would do if nothing else in the world mattered? If everything else in the world, let's outsourced, what is one thing you would do? Do you think for 1 second you would regret such a decision? Is it at all likely you would wake up one day and say, I wish I'd been less true to myself and had done all the non-essential bullshit things that other people expected of me? I challenge you to invest in becoming more of an essentialist.